Most of the time, election day is set by law for the general election of public officials. It is statutorily set as the Tuesday next after the first Monday in the month of November, or simply put, the first Tuesday after November 1st. Given this, GOTV typically occurs in late August, as many voters are often unaware of an election until a few months before it comes out. There's also the risk that if you start GOTV too early, voters may forget about what the issue was by the time the election comes around. So with that being said, the months of September and October should be packed full of events, letting everybody you know be aware of the campaign that you're working on. Because every second of every day is crucial, especially on the weekends when most volunteers have time off of work to help out. Some states even allow for early voting, so it's even more essential to be raising awareness around this time. And getting to those early voters is crucial, because on ballot measures, there's usually not just one side. Opposition is going to be fighting you the entire way. Lots of great initiatives fail because of powerful opposition. With the rise of the internet being the main way that voters find out about your campaign, it's even easier for opposition to share their point of view, sometimes resorting to sharing blatantly false information to confuse voters. I'm happy to share the wild and outlandish tactics that were used by opposition in Prop 12 and Question 3 after my talk as well. All of the work on the campaign leads to the final weekend, and there's no more important weekend than election weekend. Everything is on the line. Emotions and enthusiasm for the campaign are at an all-time high for the final push to the finish line. I typically include Monday and Tuesday following election weekend as part of this push. They're such important days because voters are researching the candidates and measures and making their final decisions on how to vote. Google ads are wild during this time because every campaign is making bids on that precious digital ad space so that voters are directed to their campaign's website. But equally important to the digital space is the physical geographic space next to the polls. If possible, volunteers should be waving signs and talking to voters about why they should vote in favor of the animals, like you see here. Finally, you'll want to cap off Election Tuesday with a watch party to see the outcome. And if all goes well, it'll be an amazing night you will never forget. I've been a bit spoiled on the two campaigns that I've worked on, as I've not experienced defeat, but it is always a real possibility. If you do not give everything you have to the campaign, the regret of, I could have done more, will always be with you, and for the animal's sake, it is essential that we do not experience that regret. We must collaborate and work together to achieve monumental success for animals, because there are millions of animals in this country right now experiencing the most terrible conditions, and we have the possibility to make life better for them. On both campaigns I've worked on, I've seen hundreds of organizations and thousands of individuals come together to support the better treatment of animals. Environmental groups, veterinarians, faith leaders, farmers,